Malvern Hotel, feeling very fancy and maybe a little like I'm going to find my ex-husband here.
Say it. Posh?
Maybe a little posh, but you know, can't be mad at men who golf.
No. We've got to get together. Oh, okay. Thanks to our camera guru. Oh, Carby, how close are you getting there? Crikey. Hi, everybody, and yes, welcome. Where are we?
We're at the Malvern Hotel. Gorgeous place. Now, if you're tuning in for the first time, you are watching the Pubcast Show. We go live every Wednesday night. We are at a different pub every week with a different musical artist. And we're here, we talk about pubs, we talk about beers, booze, babes, music, food, all the good fun things. And it's a good time. Who am I? I am Maddie. I've forgotten who I am. That gin was a little large. I'm Maddie, this is Karen and Jason.
Hi, world.
Our co-hosts in chief.
And we're very excited to be at the Malvern Hotel. A beautiful wallpaper, attention to detail carpet, a fabulous, baby change table in the toilets.
First I've ever seen one.
No, I like it when I do see it.
I had my bag on there and Karen said, quickly get it off, someone might need it,
It's just not a good look. Anyway,
it's very jazzy.
Before we continue, I'd like to, we're in the Malvern Hotel, but we're also on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people. And we pay our respects to elders past and present on land that was never ceded. Thank you.
All right,
thank you for that.
So we do this little bit every week, and it's been my turn and Karen's turn, and now it's Jason's turn to tell us his early pub memory or particularly special pub memory.
My turn. Off the cuff, I tell you, you know what? I could say, my earliest childhood memories of being asleep under a pool table in Queensland or the raspberry lemonade. But I want to just point out some different things in pubs, because a memory that came to me was when the attacks, and I won't call it S11, I'll call it what it was, the attacks on the World Trade Centres. And the following 3 or 4 days afterwards, I caught up with some friends, and we're at the George Public Bar in St Kilda, and there's 20 people on a Tuesday afternoon, and it was a pre-arranged catch-up. And we just kind of went, oh, hi, how you going? And then we just kept on looking at the images of what had happened and stuff like that. So it was kind of good in a way that we were kind of all commiserating and just being blown away as people did when Kennedy died and the lady died and stuff like that, which leads to a point where pubs are really good to be a part in mourning and celebrations.
Yeah, that brings everybody together for all kinds of reasons. And certainly a pub like the Malvern Hotel, I'm pretty sure quite a few people having dinner in their lovely dining rooms of different sizes and setups, and we had a lovely
They're definitely making some noise this evening.
Okay.
Yeah, there's noisy
Can I just say,
diners.
it's got to be said, this is a very posh pub, thus we're all glammed up, and I've got the...
Yes, you're very sharp.
when you come here, every person's wearing checks.
And beige.
Beige and checks, so Toorak 101, the Skyhawks would be very, very proud. The Toorak Cowboys are in force tonight.
It's probably not. Beige isn't the sort of thing that would drag me into a pub, but the food definitely, the good people, good times, which what is happening out there now. People are having dinner with families, with friends, people are on dates, or second dates, or last dates, perhaps.
Hang on, who is the last? How can you say this is the last date?
I don't know any
Have
of
you
you.
not seen at the last date the public breakup in a pub?
It's a thing.
It is a thing. I have witnessed many, many loud last dates.
I'm sure that won't be happening tonight.
You do that in public. It's like when you get fired, you got to fire someone. You do it in public.
It's a safe space.
So have you broken up with someone in a pub? Sorry to put you on the spot.
I know, I'm going through the
Wow,
archives.
gosh.
I don't think so.
No.
If I have and I've forgotten you, I'm very sorry, and I'm
that's
sorry that I've
pretty
broken
bad.
up
What
with
if
you in
they're
a pub.
sitting
I've just been told
You meant everything to me.
I've just been told by our producer upstairs that our Facebook account's been melted with people who said, yeah, she broke up with
No,
me.
it
She
was
broke up.
me.
Oh, really? I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. So look, we're very happy to be here. We've got some a fabulous musical guest coming up shortly. In fact, how soon will
I'm not too sure, but
so go to Jimmy now?
We will. I just want to say quickly, I'm cueing dear Matilda into the spot with my finger who's not watching there. I hope that's out of shot, Carby. Just nod, yes, great, fantastic. Come back, I haven't introduced here. But, we are right around the world, and we've got to say, if I can, because I've worn my posh suit that I got made in India, Namaste, Adele Wessel, Associate Professor, who is in Varanasi, where it's very hot. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. But as Karen said, as Maddie said, we also have musical guests here, and our first musical guest who's going to sing in a massive, big voice, because there's a few people that have been to the races that are a bit noisy. Please welcome the Pubcast, Episode 3, live from the Malvern Hotel, dear Matilda!
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Guys, as you may have noticed, the first 10 minutes of the Pubcast show is missing this week. Unfortunately, we had a dropout.
It disappeared. It went into the ether. It's gone.
It's like best 10 minutes.
I know. Jason was so good. He was hilarious. Sorry you missed that. But that's the benefit and the reason why you must watch us live, because really, it's Facebook Live into your feed. Anything can happen, and it probably will. So watch us live.
But don't worry, we'll be back next week with an amazing show from the Bendigo Hotel. And make sure that you watch the 20 minutes of this show that we managed to get, and watch the amazing dear Matilda perform, who hung in there like a complete pro. So snaps to her.
And the chats with Ken and Michael from the Malvern Hotel, which is where we are, which you may not have worked that out.
And a little Halloween rundown of what's going on this weekend.
And while we've got you, can you remind everyone, including me, how people can support us?
Yes, alright, so if you want to support us, if you want to get us a boom mic so you can actually hear us without having to see right up my nose, you can go onto our Patreon page, www.patreon.com/ThePubcastShow. Give us some cash, get us a boom mic, get us something so our podcast doesn't drop out.
And also just like the page if you can, and I know you can, and you probably have, because that's why you're watching us, so share it. You've liked it, so share it and get your friends on board.
Like it, share it, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I went back.
And obviously, so you're 19, aren't you?
Almost 19, about a week away.
Matilda's just a week away from 19, and with those very vulgar lyrics in that very sweet song we just got shut down on Facebook there, so maybe we have to
like
rethink that.
content.
Hey, thanks for joining us, and we should tell everyone how we met because you're a water person for the
Absolutely, for the Rock Dogs.
That's how we met, so, fantastic. So, tell us about yourself and the band.
Yeah,
so you got a band as well,
Yeah, I've got a band as well. So Dear Matilda's kind of my solo thing, and then my band's called The Basics. So we're having our debut EP launch November 25th at Tego Mago.
And are you really famous? That's why you've got to go under Dear Matilda and not Gabby?
Yeah,
because when you go to a hotel, people want to ring you up and stuff like that and kind of hassle you and stuff like that.
Yeah, it gets really tough.
That's good. Can you hang around and play a song at the end of the show?
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. Dear Matilda, give her a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go back to the panel, Carby. I haven't introduced him, but there's a celebrity, Barry Cassidy, from the Insiders of the Outsiders of the ABC, former speechwriter of the Whitlam government. Please welcome back to the Pubcast couch, Karen and Maddie.
Hey, well that was all very exciting, wasn't it?
Yes.
Did you miss us?
Don't blame it on the good times, blame it on the NBN.
Yeah, blame it on the NBN.
Sorry about that, but thank you for bearing with us. Now, you may have noticed we are joined by these two lovely men at the end of the couch. This is Michael and Ken, who own this marvelous establishment.
Hello, and thank you for having us in your pub. Thanks for coming. Yeah, it's really great to see you. Some of you may recognise Ken from such shows as the promo he did here last night, live taking us all for a tour around the pub. So you've actually got. It was a great show. I think it was a really great show, and you could probably give up your day job.
Yeah.
What do you think? No, but really.
I think I better stay.
I think you better stay. So tell us about your day job, Ken.
My day job, I live above the pub, so I'm a
yep.
live-in publican.
Excellent.
So just
Old school.
work behind the bar, out the front, serving food, doing all the things that everyone else does.
And what's your favourite part of your day?
Counting the money.
Well, that's a very nice thing for you to do at the end of each day. You're very lucky. Not everybody gets to do that.
No, some people don't.
Yeah.
We are lucky.
And considering the clientele and how they drink, I would imagine there would be a few notes going between your hands, my friend.
We're very modest here in Zurich.
Very
I couldn't help but notice the mysterious Rangoon cup, which is
Can't hear, Carby.
that is someone who has absolutely no idea what that is.
Okay, yeah.
So the Rangoon Cup, which is labelled the Rangoon Cup 1927, Ken, I think.
Something, I think it is.
Yep, 23 in fact.
So
What did you tell me about it? So it was found, the previous owners found it at another hotel underneath garbage in a cellar. So they thought they'd use it as a golf tournament. So it's now been running 25 years, the Rangoon Cup, as an annual golf tournament for the locals here. You know, when I was in Carlton with Jason and a few others working in a pub there, we'd have a football match. Here we have a golf tournament.
You've really taken it up a notch.
Yeah, well, every good pub is a reflection of its community. So the Rangoon Cup, we assume some old English somebody pinched it at the fall of Rangoon and got pissed in the pub, I won't say where, another pub near to here, and picked it up. And it's been used as our cup for the last 25 years. Good little golf tournament.
Is it changed to the
Apparently
world?
it's worth $100,000.
I was going to say, maybe we shouldn't be telling you.
Really?
It's either under lock and key.
Okay, well, counting money and cups at the
sorry,
end of
that's
each
a
day.
real- that's shocking.
Just make sure that it's still there at the end of the day.
So you guys have been here 25 years.
No.
I was going to say, wow.
No.
Can use as oil of Olo. We've been here eight and a bit years. So the previous owner found it and started the golf tournament. We've continued the golf tournament and had great fun.
Why break with tradition?
Well, and speaking of tradition and the history of this pub, what can you tell us? Who's the story about the pub?
What do you want to know?
I don't know, like how old is it? And
The pub was built in 1853, so it would have to be close to being one of the continuously longest running pubs in Melbourne.
Okay, yep.
I think Duke of Wellington, the city, was,
Yep.
but they had a big break. So
Max Hotel, I think, might have
And can I just correct me if I'm wrong, but I know the dry neighbourhood starts a bit beyond here.
That's over that way.
Oh, is it that way?
Yeah, that way.
The Camberwell way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why
too many
they all,
Catholics
I know,
here.
it's
So
very
not
wet
gonna happen.
around here.
Yeah, not gonna happen here.
but that's why they all come over
That's
here.
why you're doing so well. You're on the border of Dry Town. Yeah. No, so what other, if you live upstairs, any ghosts or, you know, walls
I'm not allowed
that
to talk about
or
ghosts because my
anything?
partner, if my partner
don't
knew
tell.
about the ghosts, probably would disappear and not live here anymore.
Oh, okay, well,
but
they
apparently they have been seen.
Really?
One called Peter,
Knew it? Peter, yes, Peter.
one wearing red.
Surprise.
So apparently there are. But I've never seen them myself.
Look, if you are one to believe in such things, I'm sure every pub anywhere would probably
They would have
a few. Yeah, a few to tell.
Especially since 1853.
Yeah, some things have gone down.
They've gone down.
They've gone down. And what else is happening in the pub in terms of your, you know, the restaurant, and what sort of things do you offer? And I guess how is that, you know, you're championing the change of gastronomy in pubs all over. Not gastronomy.
Thank you for
Pubs
flicking that to me.
around,
Excuse me. So this is a gastropub, and I made a brief mention a moment ago that every good pub is a reflection of its community, and that's what the Malvern Hotel certainly is. We offer fine foods, wines and beers to a discerning clientele. We're happy
Such
to...
as even us.
Yeah, well,
We had
especially,
some
I would have said,
earlier.
especially you two.
Yes. Yeah, what else? I guess in terms of what's happening in pub scenes, the pub culture of, well, let's say Victoria.
Yes.
What have you seen that's changed a lot in the last 10 years, and where do you see it going?
Schooners drive me mad, by the way, but schooners are prolific, which I think is
Not the best that they are.
I thought you said scooters.
No,
Sorry, it's really loud. I was thinking, why are there scooters in the pub?
Oh, do you know what? I think that may have to be your final comment. Because
Okay, yes, I can
we're
see
out of
this.
time.
Yeah.
And I'm very sorry, but because clearly we could talk all night, and
Yes.
maybe we will later.
Thank
Good
you.
idea.
So thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
having us
Thank you.
at the Malvern Hotel. Well done. And so what are we up to next? I just have to...
Over to Old Mate Jason.
We're up to Jason. Look, it's waiting.
Oh, no applause, it's fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Katie, Maddie. Kenny, if the price is right, and obviously Michael Burke here. Now, I just wanted to say a few little things because today is one of the great goddesses of Australian music, Chrissy Amplett's her birthday today. And a nice segue is there as the Divinals released I'll Make You Happy, which was written by George Young. So George Young from Vander and Young and the whole Alberts family, sadly passing away the Easy Beats, so it's a whole thing. Now in a pub you talk about sport, and I know we're kind of fascinated with the AFL that has just finished, and we've got the cricket season, the Ashes coming up, but also importantly we've got the Rugby League World Cup happening. Australia playing England, forget about it. The big clash that I'm looking forward to, and millions of people right around the world will be watching in pubs, is the grudge game. It is the New Zealand team versus Samoa. And as someone who has spent time in Samoa, the Samoans will be at Henny's Bar, the magnificent Henny Bar in Apia. And they'll be barracking their collective hearts out on the islands for their Royal Blue team, Samoa. But in the true Samoan history, if the All Blacks win, or the New Zealand Rugby League team, they'll just go start barracking for the New Zealand, the beautiful people of Samoa. And also, I've got to quickly mention the Australian women's team has beaten England in the first game, the women's Ashes. Don't forget it, just the men short coming up. We've got the women who are leading in a 1-0 rubber. It is very, very noisy, as Maddie and Karen said. I thought you said shooters or hooters or something before, but it was like that. But I just actually haven't crossed there, Carby. You've got to wait for the cross. And yes, if you were watching before, we got cut off. So maybe Mark Zuckerberg wants in on the Pubcast here at the Malvern Hotel. Hey, it's time. Back to the couch.
Back to the couch.
Hello,
To
everybody.
Maddie, this is Maddie Thomas, who missed introducing herself.
I believe I
earlier.
forgot to introduce myself earlier, so
just say
hello.
Maddie's name extra 2 times.
Alright, so this part of the show is where I go through what's coming up over the weekend, what looks like fun, and it's a fantastic weekend because it's Halloween weekend. It's my favourite weekend of the year. So there is a ton of really, really cool stuff coming up. Now, tomorrow is my sister's birthday, so happy birthday, Michaela, because she said she would disown me if I didn't mention that. Now, Saturday night, it's all happening. So, at the Bendigo Hotel is Stoneween, which is this amazing, enormous lineup which is headed by Fuck the Fitzroy Doomsday. F the Fitzroy, our first
swear word on the podcast show.
And
Days
CEG.
it took so long.
It was a band name, I didn't slip, it was a band
I'm just
name.
talking to Barry Cassidy.
Okay.
I don't know who that is, but I'm sure it's a good time. Alright, at Fifi's Bar in Collingwood, so just a hop, skip and a jump from the Bendigo, there is a Halloween party, which is going to be a hoot. Drunk Mums are playing at Yaya's. It's not a theme, but they're amazing, so go and see them, they're so good. And then at the Rev, Clowns are putting on a Halloween festival, so Clowns, Pagan, Horace Bones, and the best part of the entire thing, there is a fishing booth. A kissing booth featuring none other than the true love of my life and national treasure, Tim Rogers.
Oh my
So
gosh.
if you were going to go, don't go, because I got $200 in gold coins and I'm going to be at the front of the line.
That's in my neighbourhood. I wonder if I could get a hall pass. I don't know. Anyway,
Do you want
so
to
many
split it?
questions. I don't know. I'm sure I could get a hall pass for that night anyway if you're watching. And I just wanted to mention a couple of quick things because I keep running out of time. I just did want to mention that the Age Music Victoria Awards are happening at the moment. You can vote up until I think the 10th of November. So go to the website. There's a couple of great pubs that are being nominated up for the awards, including the Corner Hotel, the Gasometer, the Curtin Hotel, the Tote. So some great
Kodachroma?
I'm talking about the
thanks,
pubs,
Kodachroma.
but yes, Kodachroma
Yes.
are our first guest.
Sorry.
So I was just talking about the pubs because we're about pub life here on the Pubcast show, talking pub things with pub people. And one of those pub people is Maddie's going to do another song.
She is. And that's, I'm going to do the introduction, and that was a really odd introduction. I thought you had a neck kind of injury. I was going to say the
I
whole
do
thing.
now. Wow.
It's fantastic. Hey, yeah, like as we always do here on the Pubcast, we're going to have people playing. And in a few weeks we might have a duo, very special duo, which is announced a bit later in a few weeks. But it gives me great pleasure to re-invite to the Ragoon Room.
To the Goon Room.
Ragoon Room.
The Goon Room.
I say the Goon Room.
The Ragoon Room.
Sorry, I forgot what
I'm
it
bringing the
was,
tone
but I-
down.
Dear Matilda.
Jason. And we'll be back next Wednesday. Can we say that we're going to be next Wednesday?
We most certainly can.
I thought we
so
weren't
excited.
going to do it.
No,
We had a meeting once.
we should just
Oh, it's
do it.
changed. All right, go.
We're going to be at the Bendy next week and we're so excited. It's going to be amazing.
That's the Bendigo Hotel.
Bendigo
For people
Hotel
who
in
don't really
Collingwood.
know
It's
what the
gonna be
Bendy is, or might be thinking of off to yoga. But no, we're at the Bendigo Hotel next week, and we just want to thank our studio audience, or bar audience, especially to Ken and to Michael for having us at the Malvern Hotel. I'd like to thank you in there watching from wherever you are in the world. We know there are people watching from India, from the Philippines, from Florida, from Brisbane, and lots of you tuning in from Melbourne and Victoria. So thank you, and see us next week on the Pubcast Show.
And please, give us money.
Just like and share.
What looks like? Matilda, take us out. Thank you very much. Whoa!